guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. I usually never ask this in my video, but that's the last thing I need to get monetized on YouTube. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family. And with that being said, let's get to the 5 things I hate about my Terminator Cobra. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a little driving video because I've been doing a lot of install videos, restoration videos on my 2004 Mustang Cobra, and I haven't really done a driving video for this car. Usually I'm trying to restore this car because I did get it at a fairly good price. I bought it only for $18,000. Plus taxes and everything from a dealership. It was around $21,000 to $22,000, so not a bad deal. It didn't have low miles. It had like 86,000 miles, which isn't too bad. I've seen guys own their Mustang Cobras up to 200,000 miles, so it's still got a long ways to go. These engines were built to last. And I'm just going to talk about 5 things that I don't like about the Mustang Terminator Cobra, just in case there is people out there that want to know if it's worth buying or not. That's one of the questions I had when I first bought the car. Is it worth buying? And I'll be answering that at the end of the video. Now let's start out with thing number 1 that I dislike about the Cobra. Thing number 1 is definitely gonna be the attention the car gets. So the reason that I dislike the attention the car gets is because it gets good attention and it gets bad attention at the same time. People could hear you coming a mile away, and that also has to do with this car having a Borla attack exhaust, and that is been installed by the previous owner. If it were up to me, I would have installed maybe the Stingers or something a little bit quieter. I don't really like showing off. So the first week I bought the car, I actually got pulled over 2 days after, and it was because I had window tint and a loud exhaust. That's what the sheriff told me. So that's reason number 1. It gets a lot of attention, both good and bad. I get a lot of people asking me if I want to sell the car. I get a lot of thumbs up, people telling me the car looks nice, and I really appreciate that. I work hard to keep this car clean. If you guys seen my restoration video, the paint was really bad when I first purchased the car, and that played a part on how cheap the car was, because I took all of that into account and got the car as low as I did for $18,000. It's not a bad deal. Another question I get asked is having a convertible a good thing or a bad thing? And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video in the car, to see if you guys can hear me while I'm driving, and to make up the decision on your own. I personally don't mind the convertible top, because I didn't buy the car for the top. I would have liked to have a coupe or a convertible. It doesn't matter to me. They both look great in my opinion, and what really does matter is the engine and the performance that the car gives off. So to me, it's a steal, because there are people that dislike the convertible top. That made it easier for me to purchase the car without any other competition. So number 2, the thing that I dislike is, of course, the alternator. The alternator gave out on me about maybe 4 or 5 months of ownership of the car, and I didn't know what the issue was. I'm brand new to the Mustang Terminator, and I didn't really know what happened. One day I was just driving, and the power gave out on my car, and so I didn't really understand what happened to the vehicle until I got it towed home, and I researched a little bit online. So that's obviously the Achilles of the Terminator Cobra. The alternator are very commonly known for giving out. thing number 3 is probably gonna be how badly built it's inside the interior. The car engine is greatly built, but little attention was given it to the interior. If you could hear, the car rattles and it makes noise and creaks, and my panels coming off, and it's not a bad interior. It doesn't look bad, but it is poorly built. Some of the panels come off if you're driving it. It makes noise, it rattles. It's an older car, so that's to be expected. So that's number 3. Number 4 thing I dislike about the car would be the brakes. The brakes could have been a lot bigger, especially with all the power that the Mustang Cobra has and the potential it has. The brakes are actually they're all right. I mean, they do the job, but when you put the e-brake on and you're on a downhill slope, sometimes the car will roll back on you, and that gets kind of sketchy sometimes. Even just hanging out in my driveway, it'll roll back on me sometimes while I'm washing it, and that's because the brakes aren't giving a good grip, because they're only 2 piston brakes. Usually when you have the top of the line performance vehicle, you have upgraded brake system, and this brake system, it is a little bit upgraded from the stock Mustang, but not enough. It should have gone with a Willwood or Brembo system from the dealership. So that's my 4th thing I dislike about the car. So the last thing I dislike about the vehicle is gonna be the clutch. Many people have problems with the clutch. At first, when I bought the car, it was very stiff, and it wasn't that, I mean, it didn't give me issues. I was pretty okay from the get-go with the car, but I noticed when other people drove my car, either they had trouble getting it into first gear, or they had trouble putting it in reverse. So that's why I say the clutch. If you guys have been following my video, my throwout bearing went out and I had to replace my clutch. So it's a brand new clutch in there. I replaced everything from the clutch fork, my throwout bearing, my flywheel. Everything is a McLeod RXT clutch and steel flywheel. I also put in a brand new clutch cable. So my whole clutch is brand new, and it is a much needed improvement in my car. And with the new clutch wheel and everything installed, it does give the car a much better feel, and it's a great improvement, obviously, with these upgrades. Definitely I would recommend, even if you don't go with the RXT McLeod clutch, I would recommend swapping out your clutch if you're still running the stock clutch. And if you couldn't tell by the video, it was hard for me to come up really with reasons that I dislike the car. I really have to nitpick. There's not really a reason why I dislike the car. This isn't my favorite car. Not because it isn't a great car or anything like that. One thing I don't like about it is that it's so small and it doesn't have a wide stance to give you better grip. It is a small and narrow car. If you've seen a Focus hatchback, the new Focuses, this is almost the same size. I've parked it right next to it, and when you park it next to Dodge Challengers and Dodge Chargers, you really notice the size. So this isn't a big car whatsoever. But now I'm going to answer the question, is this a car that you should think about buying? And really it would come up to, I would say, is do you have a different car that is your daily driver? Because I wouldn't recommend getting this as your only car. I would say if you have a car already that's paid off, or if you could afford a second car at the same time, this is a good car to have. Obviously, people say that these cars make power very easily, but it will cost you a pretty penny to make a good amount of power in this car. I've talked to people that put maybe up to 30 grand into their Terminator Cobras, and they are fast, but you're also dealing with a much older car, so they're not gonna grab the road and handle as good as maybe your new Corvette will, or maybe the new GT500 will. But if you're not looking to take it on a track, maybe if you're just looking for a car to drive on the weekends and you're not gonna spend so much money on upgrades, then yeah, it's a good car. Me myself, I'm restoring my car little by little. There's imperfections. I've had imperfections in the paint. The wheels were really dirty. If you guys saw the cold start, my exhaust is really dirty as well. I'm gonna polish that soon. Maybe the next video I post, it will be my exhaust polish. Little by little, I've been restoring the car, if you've been watching me for a while. And that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. I've owned the car for almost 2 years and I have no problems with it. Like I said, the only time it has left me stranded is the time that my alternator went out, and that's a common problem to have. But so far, no more issues, knock on wood. Oh yeah, and the other time is my throwout bearing went out, but I was running probably the stock throwout bearing and clutch, and now I upgraded that. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope my cameras were able to pick up good footage. The sun's going down, so it's getting really dark, and then the sun is hitting me directly. We'll see how it turns out. I do have a brand new monitor coming for my editing PC setup, so this is probably going to be the first video I edit on that monitor, and it's going to help me out a lot because I'll be doing a comparison of my before and after setup and showing you guys what I was editing on before. So like I said in the beginning, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and until next time, peace.
I'm just all about this money, I don't think about no thought. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot, this is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.